Jacob from Perfect Circuit, and this is the Patch
Pals!
And today we're going to be patching up Strega, the audio alchemical experiment designed by Make Noise and Alessandro Cortini. There's a lot packed into this little box, but in this video, my patch pal Wes and I are going to show off some of the things that it can do. To start us off, I brought in my trusty 4-track tape deck to try out a classic Cortini trick with the Strega. Before we started filming, I recorded a separate Strega drone onto each track, tuned to a different note that can be brought in and out of the mix with the faders. I trimmed that down into a tape loop, and we're running that into the Strega's external input, mixing it in with the Strega of the present, playing a sequence from the zero control. All of the sounds originating within Strega originate from the activation and the tones sections. Activation is a 4-quadrant or bipolar VCA that can be opened up by a static offset voltage or respond to feedback from the time filter experiment, which we'll talk about later. The tone generator is an analog oscillator with a variable waveform control. Initially, this feels pretty similar to the Make Noise STO, which also has a variable wave output, but where Strega differs is its layering of sub-oscillators derived from the fundamental pitch. You can access some of these sub-oscillators directly from the various touch plates, or as well from this jack up top. Next, I'm going to pass things over to my patch pal Wes, who's going to show off the time filter experiment in a Krell patch. One sec.
Okay. Yikes. All right, gotta wait for my eyeballs to center. All right. One of my all-time favorite patches is the Krell patch, which was pioneered by Todd Barton and influenced by an old sci-fi movie in which weird music from an alien race was played for some explorers. It's pretty tight. So we've made a sort of Krell patch with a little sidecar here and the Strega, and we're going to use these dead patch cables and some of these pressure points here to summon some spooky Strega tones. So let's take a listen. That's a good one. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Using the surface conductivity of your skin and these little patches, you can combine all sorts of different control voltages, yield super spooky results, and then just right back to where you were. Mix it up some more. It's really fun. It really makes you part of the circuit, part of the music. Don't put them in your mouth. So, I could just put one of these in my mouth. Oh, it zaps you. That physically zaps you. That's interesting. And also slightly kinky. Ooh-wee. Let's take a deep dive into Strega's filtering and delay section. Right off the bat, we've got a very simple tone. Just a nice going through there. So if we turn up the delay here with the blend knob, we'll start to hear our echo. This is kind of a noisy, characteristic delay chip. The time is going to naturally change our time parameter. The absorb functions a lot like a gate into the filter. It controls how much of the feedback ends up going into the filter. The feedback is controlled by the decay here. And by turning the filter around, we can kind of scrub through the frequency spectrum and tune what kind of feedback we're hearing. At longer time intervals, this delay gets really noisy. It starts to sound like you're tramping through a whole bunch of leaves. At high time values, you can almost get like a car plus type sound. This is my heartbeat patch. Okay, so what am I saying? Now we're gonna throw it back over to Jacob, who's gonna investigate how the Strega gets along with the rest of its siblings.
So when I first got my hands on Strega, one thing that immediately blew me away was its open embrace of these gritty clock noises that you hear at its extreme delay times. These are sort of like mechanical clockwork type sounds that to me are kind of the best thing since sliced bread. And trust me, I love bread. With some clever patching, you can use this clock noise as kind of a percussive element in your patches, which is what I'm doing here alongside the zero coast and the zero control. Let's go check out what Wes is working on with the Strega and a pocket operator.
Thanks for the lift, Jacob. We're going to take a look at the envelope follower and the ring modulator inside of Strega and process some external sounds with them. See what sort of wacky things we can conjure up. So here's a little drum beat. So let's turn down that signal and turn up the ring modulator, and here we go. All right, pretty fun. Let's throw some delay in there and see what we got. Very fun. So now let's play a little drum beat that I've cooked up and mix in the affected signal with the dry signal and play around for a bit. So as you can see, we can conjure up a load of different sounds out of this thing just using this really simple drum beat and crow sound. So yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. Thanks for checking out our patches, everybody. Make sure to like, subscribe for more videos, fun patches, everything in between. Let us know if you're conjuring up anything cool with your Strega, and have a great rest of your weekend. Okay, I guess we don't know if they're watching it on the weekend.